When we last visited Snodland, we had a large strip of land needing cementing over, ready for a giant shed to be delivered, which will subsequently be turned into a radio studio. There was a garden fence broken at 45 degrees angles, which was in dire need of fixing and blowing around in the wind. The garden gate shed, which was up at the top, had no roof on it and needed dismantling. And there was two small sheds that used for garden tools and my old vinyl, which needed rehoming at the same time. On the radio front, the 2 meter and 70 sems collinear antenna was already up, and there was a long wire G5RV antenna needing to be put up and tested. And also there was a 10 meter band antenna, which was also a CB radio aerial. It works on legal CB too, but also on the 10 meter band. Although I do swear blind, it will never be used on CB. The 3 tomato plants were put into large pots and settling in, and I took 5 dried out chilies from the fridge, crushed them up, planted them in a metal food container to see if they would grow. The laser engraver needed an exhaust system in it, and it also needed to be cut into the shed so that it was more tidy and accessible. I also spoke about fixing the water cooler and making the pipes easier to maintain as well. And to end with it, the laser needed to install this glass rotator to allow me to engrave on glass and on water bottles too. Also, the mirrors that would be needing to be realigned, and of course, all this happens before I work out some air assist on it and maybe some red lasers as guidance as well. So that's where we left you last time, right here in Snodland. What's finished, what's been scrapped, and what started as a new project? Curious? Well, you will find out in this up-to-date episode of Snod.
Subscribe now.
Get on with it, Grandad.
Oh, hello. That is what you call over here. This is what you call a upgrade. And thank you very much, Ruby, for getting me the motivation to get on with it. Grandad, little Ruby, that's my granddaughter. Right, so what can I tell you? There's lots happening. I had some time off, and due to having that time off, it set me back slightly. But there is things going. I'll show you all the things that's going right here. Well, let's start with that cement and that shed. Yes. As you can see, the cement has been laid. It is there. That rod line across there is going to be an earth rod to make sure everything is nicely earthed and there's no hums on my signal. So that's that. That's all looking lovely and smooth. On it somewhere you'll find cat paw prints. The cats have printed on the paws somewhere on here. Don't know where. But anyway, they came in. They earned their money. And they did their job. Well done. I think it's down there somewhere. Well done. This is one of them here. We brought this cat all the way back from Cyprus. This one right here. This is Ratbag. Say hello, Ratbag. Hello, Ratbag. At least turn around and say hello to listen. Oh no, he's not interested. She's interested in who's sneaking up behind her. Oh, that would be him down there. The cats love it. The whole garden's in a mess and they love it. So this is the cement. On October the 6th, the shed comes and they're going to put that back together. So that's that. Now the fence, what can I tell you about the garden fence? Well, it was hanging down at 45 degrees angle, and I had to construct this monstrosity here to hold it all up until the high winds had finished and everything got put back in its place. Now just before I got round to doing anything, the kind man next door, he was the man who originally put the fence up. And he came round and done some screwing and some hammering and got some bits, and it's all up again now. So that is a project done and finished. Well done. Thank you very much to that man. Now if I come over here, the water that feeds the laser printer used to be on that bucket there, but that's off now, because now I've created this little stair thing out of scrap wood. It was just wood lying around. Rather than it go to waste, it'll sit there for maybe 10 years without moving, which is good. The water bucket goes on top. The water pipes come from the inside. I 3D printed this little thing here telling me in and out, so I know which pipe is coming which way, which is very handy. This down here, this yellow wire, is a thermistor which I have in the water, so I could tell the temperature of the water. If the water's getting too hot, I could stick ice packs in there just to cool the laser down when it's busy burning. This here is something I 3D printed, and I screwed it to the wall so this can't tip over. So it's all nice and solid, and it's beautiful, just as it should be. Now the exhaust fumes come through this. This is the exhaust which goes through the shed wall and into the laser printer, which I'll come to very soon. That's like that underneath, see? Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice indeed. The aerials, where can I start you with them? Well, we got this here. This is part of the G5 RV. It goes up here and all the way up there to the middle there, and there's another one which comes along. It goes around that camera there, and it comes up here, and these little ghosts on the wire, you see this ghost on the wire here, that's there so Katie don't break her neck when she's walking through, because this aerial at this moment is on test. It will spin round and go on the top of this pole here. I've already put the bracket on the wall. This pole here will have that. It will go right up to the top, and then one will go to that corner of the house and the other will go to that corner of the house, and then that'll be that aerial up and out the way. Over here you can see I still have the CB aerial to go up. I'm working on that. That's going to go on this pole here, where I'm not sure. That might go on the side of the house yet. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to you. Now let's have a look at the actual 3D printer. Now as we look here, we can see how I've made it. So it comes in at an 8-inch circle, and that comes down to a 6-inch circle, so it's volumetric. If it was the other way round, it would be harder to get the air to travel that way, so this way is easier to get the air to travel. Makes sense? Have no idea, something I saw on YouTube. Anyway, it's in there now. It's got this lovely robot arm. It's got this lovely robot arm, which do you know, I laugh, and I'm in here on my own. Lovely robot arm which keeps that air flowing from the back here out as it should do. These come in here, so again I know which one's in, which one's out. If you look, I've got a little temperature monitor there, so I can monitor the temperature, and here is the lead which goes into that comes down here. This is the laser tube. This has all got to be tidied up and cleaned up. I've got a line up. I'm not sure where that screws come from. That's this screw here. Not sure where that's come from. It's a bit worrying. I'll put that up there. I'm sure I'll find where that's from in no time. Right, also now here I had to cut the bottom out of the printer, out of the bottom of the printer, in order for this to go in it, and when it goes in it, a glass will go on top of that, and then the laser will come over it like that, and instead of moving back and forth like that, these rollers will move back and forth, and it will rotate the glass back and forth, and the laser will laser onto it. That's the thing behind it. I also want to do something with this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but whatever I do with this will be the same as I do with this, because it's all sharp metal and I want to clear it all out of the way. Now when I put this together, all these bits of scrap wood that I used, get over there, these were 3D printed at 45 degrees, so everything's straight and everything's plumb with itself. That's screwed into the board, so that will go on and be nice and safe. That can come out, and then another tray will go in to give me the right height, and when that's done, this here, which again is just bits of scrap wood and a little plasterboard top to give me a rise to get that on. So that's where we are with that. I'm going to find something. I've got something actually that I think will fit on there. I'll come back and show you that at a later video. So that's that. Right, stand by and back to me. Right, so that's where I am. That's an update. Sorry, this has already taken over 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes worth of video. Sorry for wasting that much time in your life, but that's where I am. Now please, if you haven't liked or subscribed, do you know they do this, don't they? Like and subscribe, or look at that video, or I don't know, I haven't got a clue how I'd even start doing that. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do a man proud and like and subscribe, and I'll bring you the next video very, very soon. But until then, keep busy. It's the only way to get through a pandemic. Trust me, I read it once on a stamp. Bye for now.
Subscribe now.